Congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
There has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true.
He took her to different states, had her perform sex acts with different male prostitutes against her will.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you...
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left, Puffy and Al almost...
Surviving P. Diddy. Did he do it or did he not? Sean Puffy Combs has become one of the biggest names in the music business throughout the last 20 years. From managing Biggie and owning Bad Boy Records, the successful East Coast record label, he had a clean reputation of being a business mogul. However, after a series of Me Too allegations from a former lover, it would start a wave of lucrative lawsuits and a never-ending cycle of slander that would tarnish his reputation forever. The story starts with Cassie, the young singer who he began dating at the tender age of 19. Like most people with dreams of success in entertainment, they must go through a series of demonic hoops to further their career. Cassie's story was no different. She went through physical, verbal, and mental abuse while being close to P. Diddy. The R&B singer Cassie's career first took flight in late 2005. She was a decent singer who could most definitely hold the note, but nothing special. Like many artists searching for a cosign that would take her to the next level, she found it with Diddy. So in 2006, she released her debut album Cassie, known for her hit single Me and You. It reached number 3 on the billboards and went platinum. Although her work was nice, she struggled with being energetic and confident in her live performances, and she often came off as someone with social anxiety and desperately trying to overcome stage fright. The two began dating in 2005 after Cassie signed to Bad Boy, but her signing with Bad Boy was the worst decision she ever made in her life, as she became Diddy's puppet. Allegedly, Diddy was seen with her everywhere and took complete control of her entire life, buying her an apartment in walking distance of his office, cars and clothing, and even her medical records to keep her under his thumb. Although the thought of her driving luxury vehicles and living in a high-rise Manhattan apartment would be something people would fathom about, it was actually financial abuse and quickly become a decade-old nightmare. What happens a lot of times in this situation is young women with musical career aspirations get with older men who are gatekeepers in the industry. So there's a lopsided power dynamic which forces many women to submit to the demands of their partner due to the control they have and the possibility of railroading their career. Puffy's former bodyguard Gene Dio spoke on the nasty things he witnessed Puff do to Cassie.
He get the sex trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform sex acts with different male prostitutes, sometimes against her will. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire, and everything like that. But it's just certain things that he did to groom her and put her into that position.
It was reported that Cassie signed a record deal over 10 albums, which was extremely abnormal. Typically, the average record deal is 5 albums over a couple of years, and her deal was double the albums and was almost a decade long, essentially a slave deal. So because of the terms of this condition, she was in a relationship with Puffy the entire time she was an artist. In her $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, she claimed Combs allegedly beat her through a relationship, urged her to take drugs she did not want to take, and forced her to have sex with male sex workers while being photographed and filming the encounters. Now we've all heard and seen pictures from the Puffy parties, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. The lawsuit also claims that Diddy R-worded Cassie after the relationship. The slander of brother love would continue, as Diddy would essentially foreshadow the abuse she experienced in a BET Thank You tribute.
Keep it 100 with y'all. I was in a dark place for a few years, you know what I'm saying? And I have to give a special thank you, shout out, thank you, all that love. I gotta give a special thank you to the people that was really like there for me. Bishop T.D. Jakes, my chief of staff, Christina Coram, KK, Lorianne Gibson, keeping me free. Yeah, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
The question everyone should be asking is, why did a 19-year-old date a 37-year-old? This question truly only has one answer: power and influence. But the morality of Cassie's parents were also in question, as they let their daughter date a grown man because he had financial success. Although in theory, you would think your daughter would be taken care of, the same cannot be said in reality. Another example of this is Russell Simmons, the former hip-hop founder of Def Jam, hip-hop's first label. He started dating Kimora Lee in 1992 when she was 17. about to turn 18 while he was 35. Her parents were a little bit skeptical about the idea of the grooming. However, seeing the massive age difference and the success of him, it was overlooked. Now, similar to Diddy, because Cassie isn't the only one coming out with these allegations, people are coming out the woodworks with their own stories on Russell Simmons, hence the reason why he's out of the country and been off the radar. While it's been never hidden and publicly shown that Puffy has a Playboy past, it was revealed by his former bodyguard, Gene Deal, that he was into men, allegedly. For a disclaimer, Gene Deal's had an extremely sour relationship with Puffy, so everything he's ever said about Puff has always been negative, so you must take his word with a grain of salt.
But it all started, we was in Atlanta. I'm with Puff and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping. This is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter. As he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. What are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s or nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store.
Gene detailed Diddy and Ja Rule engaging in sexual acts while he was forced to guard the door.
We had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. This rapper and him, they all in the room together. Somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. Busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room.
Coincidentally, 50 Cent, Ja Rule and Diddy's enemy, had a similar story about Diddy that wasn't as sexual, however, still very weird.
The nigga Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, yo, when we gonna get the chance to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just said? I got the fuck away from him because I was like, this nigga like fucking. Wait, this nigga just tell me he'd take me shopping. And this is shit that goes on. But there's a little fruit pile.
Most people don't believe in conspiracies, but everyone believes universally to make it to the top in any industry, you have to indulge in ungodly rituals, whether it's homosexual or satanic rituals. But the story of Puffy, I make it look like he's onto some rainbow spectrum type of timing, if you know what I mean.
I'm walking in at that hallway right there.
Bag at? Mr. Lee,
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my
Chance with you. I
bag
like
at?
when you like this, Daddy.
where you put my bag
Daddy,
at,
I like
Mr.
when
Lee?
you
Oh,
when
it's
you
right here,
scrambling
it's
and
right
scraping
here.
for shit.
No, I
I
got no.
like it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he said something fabulous and he goes, yo, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
What is he talking about? Yo, what is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff that when people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Diddy has always had a never-ending desire to be in control. He took his narcissistic power to another level when he forced Cassie to shave the side of her head bald, which was sort of done as a repellent to other men who she was talking to not be attracted towards her. A story that Young Jock explained as he witnessed it firsthand.
Yo, Cassie,
tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like, what the fuck kind of request is that? So when I'm like, what the fuck? So when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, my nigga. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do.
Reportedly, Diddy treated Cassie horribly, even dating back to an incident in 2016, where he allegedly paid a hotel $50,000 to erase hallway surveillance footage of an intoxicated Diddy throwing glass bottles at Cassie as she tried to escape after he gave her a black eye. And she would also be forced to consume a wide range of drugs such as ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine, and etc. in excessive amounts. Around the same time, the lawsuit suggested that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car in 2012 for him having a brief relationship with Cassie through email. The depths of Diddy's corruption didn't just stop at Cassie. In fact, a few people who were in close proximity to him also believed he was responsible for the death of his ex-wife, Kim Porter, and other execs members of Uptown Records, the former label that he used to work at. Jaguar Wright spared no feelings and said that Puffy was the devil and how what a coincidence is that everyone close to him has died and crashed and burned but nothing has happened to him. Jaguar was vocal about how Kim Porter's death was a cover-up, although reports indicate that she died from pneumonia, which was an infection that inflames your lungs, causing flu-like symptoms. She believes that Kim was poisoned and was given a substance that creates pneumonia-like symptoms as a cover-up. By looking at all the corrupt billionaires, it's universally proven that to reach a certain level of success in billions, you must do dirty work, because it's rare you find a rich billionaire in entertainment who didn't steal, abuse, or take advantage of the ignorant. Puffy said he was giving all of his artists back his publishing a couple months ago, but in reality, none of these artists have been hot in the last decade other than Biggie. He put Mace in a bad deal that coincidentally Mace repeated with 5 Year Foreign, and the cycle of business and corruption continues. A lot of artists felt it was a slap in the face because a good chunk of his earnings that made him a billionaire are from their publishing. Brother Love strikes again. It hasn't been totally clear, but according to Gene, these artists who accepted the publishing back had to sign NDAs so they couldn't badmouth Puffy. P. Diddy, a once clean business mogul, is being scrutinized for many foul acts, as people allege that he did certain things to Cassie, bombed Kid Cudi's car, and forced freak-off sessions that was against her will. Every business that had any current legal disputes with Diddy are using the sexual assault as reason to cut ties, specifically De Leon, the liquor company that had a joint venture with Diddy, that are now keeping him out of their tequila ads. The case Cassie brought against Diddy, asking for $30 million, got settled in less than 24 hours, so it leaves us wondering how much about what she said is true, if not everything. 2023 has been hell for Diddy. The Tupac murder allegations, Keefe D pointing the finger, and this assault case with Cassie. Make no mistake, assault cases are very serious for the accused and the victims, so with him being very popular, everything is in his face, and people are patiently waiting to tear him down.